Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about the new movie Dune, directed by Denis Villeneuve and starring an all-star cast, starting with Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa, Stellan Skarsgård, Javier Bardem, Oscar Isaac. I mean, the list can go on and on with how incredible this cast is. And they all pulled their weight, man. Especially Timothy Chalamet, who has already proven himself as an actor in a lot more maybe low budgety type of films. I think the biggest film he did before this was the first one, which I guess was his breakthrough role, maybe. Interstellar. That's the movie I remember seeing him first in, because I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan, and I remember seeing that movie in the theater. So this is like the second movie in the theaters I've seen of Timothy Chalamet. And the acting is terrific. There's no way about it. I think Denis Villeneuve always gets the best out of his actors, especially the ones that are front and center. Like Hugh Jackman was incredible in Prisoners. If you guys see, that one's a hard to watch movie, but Hugh Jackman's performance alone is worth at least checking out that movie once, because you want to see Wolverine going berserker rage. I think Denis Villeneuve should have really directed at least one Wolverine movie, because he could have gotten that performance out of Hugh Jackman, and it would have been incredible to see. And then Arrival was really good. And it's funny, because when I was going through his list of movies, some of them I've seen, not all of them, I realized he's worked with a lot of MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe actors, not even counting Hugh Jackman or Jason Momoa, not just superhero, like actual MCU actors, and he's bashed the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know it's his own personal taste, and look, okay, that's fine. I don't agree with him on his taste. I think the Marvel films are pretty creative. They do have a certain box, obviously, that they have to play in, but for the most part, I think Marvel has played around and taken a little bit of risks here and there with Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that. But obviously, this movie Dune is a more artistic film, so there's more liberties. Like, he's not tied down at all. He can make whatever he wants in this movie. And I liked Blade Runner 2049. I didn't think it was as great as most people turned it out to be, but Dune I thought was fantastic. I really enjoyed the movie from beginning to end. If you are a Star Wars fan, I'm going to say this. It's a very serious take on Star Wars. The main character himself, Paul, played by Timothy Chalamet, he's like a lot like Luke Skywalker in many ways. He has the Force. They just take out the lightsaber aspect of it. Which maybe for most people is one of the fun things about Star Wars, I agree. But it definitely is a more adult movie. Like, it's a very serious and very dark film. And the movie takes its time telling its story. Like, it's not like action scene, okay, now we tell the story. Then action, like Denis Villeneuve probably thinks about the Marvel films. There's probably not an action scene maybe an hour and a half into the film, and this movie is like 2 hours and a half. So I would say, if you are someone that's expecting a lot of action, don't expect that. But to me, I was engaged with the story and engaged with the main character, that I was really going with it all the way through. So I would totally recommend this movie. This is a non-spoiler review, so don't worry, I didn't spoil anything. I think most of the things were seen in the trailer. I hope Timothy Chalamet's character, like, hopefully I didn't reveal too much. I'm sorry, guys, if I did with that character. But everything else I know I did not spoil. I will say, if you are looking forward to seeing Zendaya, her role in the movie is small. It's not Mark Hamill in The Force Awakens small, where he didn't have any piece of dialogue. She has some dialogue moments on where she is. But her role is not big. I think they're going to set her. I think her role is going to be bigger in the next movie, though, because there is some things that they're sprinkling in through this movie that obviously is going to be told more in part two. The beginning of the movie even says Dune part one. So, and Denis Villeneuve, I think, said that he wants to do a second movie for sure. So I'm looking forward to it. And this is coming from someone, I guess not too many people like the original Dune. And I don't blame them because that original film is terrible. And I know that wasn't the original director's vision. Like, apparently, there was a lot of studio interference with that movie. At least that's what the original director said. But yeah, I watched that movie once, and I might watch it again just to compare it to this movie because there were some scenes like the floating bad guys that are in this film, but it was more creepier in this movie, where in the original film it was more laughable. But I'm gonna check out the original movie just for fun. I know it's gonna give me a headache. So yeah. With that being said, guys, go and check this movie out. I think it's like an 8.5 out of 10 movie. I think it was really good. And yeah, I'd probably watch it again. I'm going to watch it again eventually when it comes out on streaming. I can't really go back to the theater and see movies again more than once. Money is an issue. So support me if you can. That would be great. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, especially if you like this one. Hopefully there's other videos that I create that you guys will love too. Hopefully I helped you with this. If you were on the fence about this movie, I would encourage you to go and see it, unless you are someone that doesn't like slow movies and wants more action in their films. Then I would say maybe go in with precaution or don't go at all. But I hope people go into this movie. If you want a really smart intellectual film, like Denis Villeneuve, he's a great director. And if you've seen most of his films like Arrival and Prisoners and Sicario, I actually haven't seen Sicario, but it's the one that popped into my head when I was looking at IMDb last night. I would say go and check it out. I should go check out Sicario, I think. So maybe I'll check it if it's on Netflix. So we'll see. Anyways, go and see the movie. Tell me your thoughts if you've already seen it. And yeah, let me know what you think. So with that being said, everybody, until next time, take care.